Is my mic working? I think it's working. I'm pretty sure it's working. If anybody's here, my bad. I'm doing the final little preparations for my solo game. I'm trying to take this as seriously as possible, right? And one of the reasons why I'm doing it live is because I need people to hold me accountable. Uh, so yeah, fuck it. This is me live. This also is an excuse for me to just like talk to myself while explaining all my shit. Um, oh shit, and yeah, I can just transcribe this video and then take the notes from it. So yeah, no, this is the perfect opportunity. So this is a very cumbersome thing to show off, but this is my DM screen. I am extremely proud of my big fat, like, can probably be used as a blunt force weapon DM screen. It has literally everything that I need in order to think properly to run Dungeons and Dragons without like stressing myself out about how to run Dungeons and Dragons. I keep on making videos where I like make a joke like, "Oh yeah, I don't know how to read," but I will say that reading the Dungeon Master Manual and it doesn't give you everything you need to be a dungeon master because you're also going to need to read the player's handbook as well. That's something I didn't realize is that I needed to understand like the full all sides of the game to like really understand the game because just from one perspective, I didn't really get what players got out of playing my game. And it wasn't until I started playing other people's games or even like doing solo games that I'm like, oh shit, yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing that I'm facilitating. Uh, and a lot of the rules I realized just get in the way of that. A lot of the book almost gets in the way of that. I think the most important section of the Dungeon Master Manual is probably the DM toolbox, uh, and that's about it. Everything else is, or at least to me, it's like trying to prime you to think a certain way, to like create a world or to run a world. But I kind of only really need systems because like all the other cool like world building ideas and all that is like up here, right? That's the imagination that I'm trying to pour into the game. So yeah, a large portion of it I just don't really find that useful. But this is basically all the important bits that I need to look at a glance in order to properly play the game. My goal with my DM screen is to make Dungeons and Dragons like a pick up and play, easily accessible thing that even people who don't play it can jump into and have fun with. I'm doing this because like I made a video a couple of months ago about a family game that I've been setting up. My mom, my dad, my little brothers. My little brother just got signed to he just got signed to play college football. Like that's amazing. A full ride scholarship. Um, so yeah, that we got to deal with his whole little like media publicity thing. Uh, so I kind of want to get him in doing a little family thing before he starts blowing up and shit. But yeah, we have like a family game that we're putting together, but nobody here. I'm the nerd of the house, right? But my dad did get me into Lord of the Rings, but I'm the nerd of the house, right? I'm the one who like stayed in the fantasy. He was just a tourist. So it was very interesting, even doing like the session zero or character creation process to see the archetype of characters that they made. Uh, but since they're all new, and I have to teach them all the rules, like I want it to be streamlined. So I basically turned Dungeons and Dragons into a board game. That's what you're seeing on screen right now. Uh, and it's essentially how I do my solo sessions, right? So let me explain the layout real fast. So you got your music because you need your music. Matter of fact, we got to turn on some music. I have a very strong predilection for ReFantazio and Expedition 33 music. We gonna do a little Expedition 33. Yeah, yeah, there we go. This helps me think. Uh, but yes, this game board, your goal is to start at the origin point and get all the way around back to the origin point. How do you move? That's a very astute question. Very astute. You, why can't I find a D4? I see D4s all the fucking time, all over my room, but the one time that I actually want to find one. Ah, here we go. But in order to move, you have to roll a D4. Whatever you land on, I rolled a 1, right? It depends on the movement pace. Is this music like really distracting? I can't tell. I'm sorry. It's very overpowering in my ears. I'm gonna turn it off while I do the explanation. But I just rolled a 1, right? You pick the pace that you want to travel at, be it fast, normal, or slow. If you travel fast, you're gonna go ahead and add a +4, or not +4. I think it's like a +3 to whatever you roll. So if you roll a 1, you'll move 4 spaces. If you do normal speed, whatever you get in whatever you get on D4, you just add +2 to it. So I just rolled a 2, so I would move 4 spaces. And if you go slow, you just go whatever whatever amount of spaces you land on, right? If you go slow, you take more time, travel less distance. If you go fast, you can't do things like foraging and like searching. And if you go normal, you have like the most opportunity to do the most amount of activities while you travel. Boom. Uh, So that's pretty much how I pace, like, when I drop the next big plot point, right? Oh yeah, hold up. Oh yeah, this is the start of the story. Let's go ahead and roll movement. We got a 1, so that's actually a 3. So we just landed on a oracle space. So oracle space is where you can essentially ask the plot a yes or no question and then roll a dice about it, and there's an entire system to decide the narrative outcome. Uh, Damn, I forgot. I'm going to have to explain the oracle system to people. And that is probably not something that can be quickly explained within like a brief 30-second interlude while explaining a larger system. Hmm. That's something I'm going to have to consider. But the oracle system, you basically ask a yes or no question, roll the dice about it, and depending on the dice roll, uh, it's either yes, no, yes and, no and, or no but, or if you roll a 20, it's a critical yes, or if you roll a 1, it's a critical no, along with some consequences. Uh, and yeah, there's also the likelihood, like 50-50 odds, likely, um, not likely, unlikely, improbable, right? And that's going to dictate like your modifier to your roll. So you're trying to hit a DC of 10, you roll a D20, and then like if it's, let's say you break into an old lady's house and you're just like, Oracle, will I find a magic sword here? Right? It's not very likely that when you kick in a random old lady's house that you're going to find a magic sword. So, let's say not likely, and then we'll roll it. I rolled a 12. I rolled a 12, but that not likely is going to give me a -4 to the roll with the DC being 10. So I actually rolled, we're going to do some quick math, 8, a tentative 8. I'm not very good with math. But yeah, we actually rolled an 8, so that means we didn't pass. That means that you kicked in this old lady's door. She did not only not have any magical weapons, but you are now being accosted by the authorities for kicking in this random lady's door and demanding magic items of her. Right? Let me see. With a dice roll, you can see exactly how the story unfolds with a simple yes or no question. And that yes or no question could either be a boon or a bane, depending on how the dice lands. Right? If you ask a question that might benefit you, but you roll a fucking 1, not only did you not get what you wanted, but you get something worse. So it's a very interesting system because it's your way of shaping the world and story. But you only get it sometimes because I didn't put a lot of Oracle system of slots on the board. Is that problematic? That is not problematic. How the hell did you even know about this account? That's crazy. All right, I just rolled a 4, so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, we just met an NPC. Now, NPCs are my favorite because then I can just draw from this NPC pal. And it says, a deep but narrow rushing river cuts across the path ahead, and the only pre-existing crossing is a wide covered bridge. When inspected, the bridge does not appear to be trapped or dangerous in any way. But if the party waits for an ambush, no attackers will come. When the party tries to go over the bridge, the GM should check passive perception at DC 15. Any players who succeed notice the party is not on the other side of the river. They are instead on the same side, going the opposite way. Trying again produces the same result. Ah, that's a pretty interesting random encounter. This bridge was constructed by a wizard from a nearby town, enchanted with a magical ward to repel wild vampires that reside in these hills. Vampires cannot pass through running water, but the covered bridge would allow them to ignore their fear of the river, so the enchantment returns them to the same side every time. The party could break the bridge's enchantment with a dispel magic spell, though even that would only last a few hours, or they could discover the secret of the bridge by searching the surrounding area. DC 20 perception check, as the spoken password Allison, Theodore, and Barley is carved into a stone a few feet into the river where the vampires could not check. Option A, disenchant the bridge. The bridge becomes a normal covered bridge for 1 to 4 hours. When they arrive at the next town, the guards there are apprehensive and irritable as the bridge was warded and now the town is on the lookout for vampires. Or B, solve the mystery of the bridge. The next town the party reaches is happy and peaceful, and the party is invited to stay at the inn and drink at the local tavern, all at half normal price with free stabling of horses included. All right, let's see if any of my motherfuckers can pass this damn DC 20 perception. All right, Wizard, you're probably the most perceptive, right? Probably not. That is a 16. A 16 don't see shit. What about you? Oh yeah, you're very perceptive. The most perceptive motherfucker here, and you decide to roll a 2? So you give me a +5 to the 2 to give me nothing. Somebody will... I'm sorry. I'm yelling at imaginary stat blocks right now. I'm yelling at imaginary stat blocks. I gotta remember that. No. What about you, Rogue? You're perceptive. Nope. You are all becoming my least favorite random collection of characters right now. Fighter. Whoever passes this becomes my favorite. None of you are my favorite. Barbarian. I don't have any faith in you whatsoever. Well, that's a whole lot of not 20. So none of my people, none of my characters actually noticed any fucking thing at all. And they just keep on. They walk across the bridge. I would let me say a DC 15 perception check. So with a DC 15 perception check, they definitely notice that they are walking across the bridge and turning right back around, and it's probably freaking them the hell out, right? The elf in particular, he's probably the smart one. But they were not able to locate that. They were not able to locate those passwords. So that means, do you have Dispel Magic? I don't think you have Dispel Magic. Damn. No Dispel Magic, and you... And no Dispel Magic. Looks like we cannot cross that bridge, so we are going to track our wasted time, wasted effort. We do not get any rewards. I didn't actually put together these characters' spells list. These are just like the stock characters that come with the Heroes of Borderlands Keep adventure. But yeah, we didn't really get anything out of that. So let's roll movement again. That's 2 plus 2. Now, how many times did we travel today? That's 3 travel rounds. So 4 hours, 4 hours. So that's 8. So to do these last 2, instead of going to camp, everybody's going to have to roll some con saves. Where's exhaustion at? Huh. I don't know what the exhaustion icon is. Interesting. Well, this is another reason why I'm doing this. Is so I can actually learn mechanically how some things work. So no. Where the fuck is exhaustion? Wait, no. There we go. So you failed? You failed, surprisingly. Pass, pass. Alright, cool. Alright, so they press on to the very first encounter of the adventure. I'm surprised the barbarian is exhausted. I don't know what barbarians are like supposed to do. Like I know they rage and I know they hit shit, right? But like, what is their dominant stat? Is it Constitution? Because I know they're supposed to take hits, but their rage also like halves damage. But I've only ever played a barbarian like once, and it I don't know. It didn't make sense to me. I was hitting stuff, but like a fighter is good at hitting stuff too. A fighter's really good at hitting stuff. But am I supposed to be good at hitting stuff and like taking hits? Not so good at taking like hitting stuff, but good at taking hits. I didn't get the purpose. I do like raging though. That motivated a lot of fucking RP. Every time that any of my other characters would have been like rational about a situation, it's like, but I rage. Yo, how do I find these fucking bugs? Oh, okay. We can start. We'll do the wilderness first. Hmm. Also, I want to continue playing the music, but I also need to check the levels first. It's a good, nice in the background song. Need to go to Lumiere. Ah, this is perfect. Not overpowering. Kind of beautiful too. Okay. Say we're on the trail. Now roll this d4 to figure out which encounter we get. Get a 3. Game trail. You spot a regal elk on the trail beside a dense thicket. Startled by your approach, the elk lopes into the thorny thicket. Blast! Cries a husky voice from somewhere in the brambles. The character can safely navigate the thicket to the source of the noise by succeeding on one of the following ability checks. Consider these examples a wisdom or an intelligence save. So we're going to hit the wisdom with you. Hold on.
Each time you receive it, you gain 1 exhaustion level. You die if your exhaustion is 6. When you make a d20 test, the roll is reduced by 2 times your exhaustion level. Speed reduced, number of feet equal to 5 times your exhaustion level. Moving exhaustion levels. Finishing a long rest moves for 1 of your exhaustions. When your exhaustion reaches 0, the condition ends.
Oh, damn. Okay.
So yeah, she is going to go ahead and roll that survival check. Ooh, it looks like our dwarf cleric is quite good at tracking people. So that's a 19 minus that 2 from the exhaustion. The characters follow the narrow game trail used by the elk. A hidden glen lies on the other side of the game trail. Dozens of elk graze here in peace. Hiding in the bushes is Haldrick, a friendly innkeeper who likes to hunt. Haldrick also appears in Keep the Borderlands. Haldrick asks the characters to keep his hunting spot a secret. If you agree, he gives the characters 5 GP and encourages them to spend it all in his inn when next they visit the keep. Alright, now you see the rogue. The rogue actually thinks that a hunted spot like this is actually quite valuable. And this pittance of 5 gold is that really enough? I think they can be persuaded to give us more. With a 14, I'd say this type of persuasion would have been like, wait, no, he's friendly. He would agree. He would not only agree. He said, "All right, if you keep this spot a secret," and looks at the halfling, quite irritated as he says this. If you keep this spot a secret, you can stay in my inn rent free for the month. How about that? And I'd say with that type of concession, having our hub established, yeah, we ask for a map to wherever this inn is, and that's when he would mark down the Keep of the Borderland on the map. Where is it? Get out the way. Why don't you move? Why won't it delete? Alright, this is pissing me off. Alright, where were we? We were just on the wilderness trail. So we're on the trail, means we're about right here. Yeah, we're about right here. It doesn't make sense for us to be coming from the caves of chaos. So yeah, we're our journey started west of this map, and spent the last couple of hours traveling. 8 hours of travel. Then we pushed through for another 4. So that's 12 hours of traveling before we eventually arrived. We arrived on the trail. 6 p.m. and that's where we met Haldwick, or however you pronounce his name. I am really bad at, 1, pronouncing names in general, but 2, definitely fucking fantasy names. Uh, okay, that makes sense. Alright, so we are trying to get to that keep now. But I think that it's actually best for us to set up camp and rest. Because we are getting our fucking asses kicked. How do I activate the screen? Oh, there we go. Here. Alright, that was encounter 1. And now camp procedures. We are going to long rest. But first we're going to see... Nope, it's a 1. We have a safe night. We have a safe night, so we set up camp. Is anybody going to do any skills? Do y'all have any tool proficiencies? Calligrapher supplies, that's good. No. Okay, so we can make maps, but that's about it. Thieves tools and disguise kits. I don't really need anything. So we're going to do this 8-hour short rest for everybody. Oh damn, yeah, this is just a short rest, so like their exhaustion isn't even going to be taken off. Ain't that a damn shame? But I do like that as a penalty for pushing through travel, right? That's what I get for trying to travel for 12 hours a day as opposed to just 8 like it's standard. I actually really like that. Because who knows how this could fuck me up in the future. And that was a decision that I made. I really like that. Alright. No encounters last night. Back on the journey. Let's roll that again. That's 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ooh, combat. Roll a d4 or d8. I keep on forgetting what a d8 looks like. That is a 2. Cornflower. It keeps friendly barn. Ah! Wait, but no, this is supposed to be a combat encounter. Oh, they don't have a combat encounter table? And then again, I do guess I could consider this a combat encounter. A random combat encounter. A structured random combat encounter. There we go. So, what is that? Prowl. As we continue on our journey on the 2nd of Frosthold, beginning at 6 a.m., we break our camp and we begin our walk, but after about 4 hours of traveling on the trail, a handsome man in a green and gold tunic and fancy boots saunters out of the bushes. Hello, he says casually as he blocks your path. I am Prowl. Perhaps you have heard of me. Who am I kidding? Of course you have heard of me. Prowl draws a sword. Your money, your equipment, please. This is a robbery. Um, yeah, looks like I'm getting robbed. Prowl leads a local gang of bandits. Three bandits hide in the nearby bushes. Prowl, hostile. What is that? I believe Prowl is a bandit captain. What the fuck? One, two, three, and Prowl standing up front. Alright, Prowl leads a local gang of bandits. Three bandits hide in the nearby bushes. Prowl and the bandits are hostile to the characters. If the characters don't relinquish their gold or talk their way out of the situation, Prowl gives the signal for the bandits to spring out. Blah blah blah. Avoiding a fight. As an influence action, a character can try to defuse the situation and make one of the following ability checks. Deception. The character lies to Prowl to gain safe passage. Perhaps he pretends to be, perhaps by pretending to be a fellow bandit. The character convinces Prowl that violence isn't necessary through a charisma check, or the character pressures Prowl into reconsidering their ambush. That those are all very, very, very diplomatic ways of handling this situation. I truly will admit. That being said, I am currently in the possession of a goddamn barbarian. And Prowl, you are within raging distance. So there is no talking. There is no trying to understand. There will only be violence on this day. Alright, get this combat tracker up so y'all know I'm not cheating. Alright, you are going to hit that little 5, 10, 15, 20 right here. Terrible position to be in. Almost boxed in, but we don't give a fuck. So you're gonna take the halfling rogue is gonna rush in at Prowl, and with his short sword, he's gonna take a little slash at him. Wait, no targets, roll cancel. What the fuck you mean no targets? Why isn't my keyboard working? Is it my keyboard? Or is it because the game is paused? No, it's my keyboard. Okay, that works there. Huh. That's annoying. I think I'm having technical difficulties. I apologize, Rebecca. Alright, can you target him now? Ah, yes, you can target him now. So, let's actually put on some slightly more appropriate music. Alright, so the rogue's gonna come up with that short sword attack. Roll to hit. Ooh, and that is a fucking 20. Bandit Captain is gonna try to use parry, up his AC by 2, but that doesn't fucking matter, dog. What is that? 11 points of damage from that short sword, and that gives me advantage on this dagger strike. So I'm gonna use that bonus action. Hit you with this dagger. And I miss. Damn. That was a very bad position to be in, I say. And perhaps this might have been a mistake. So she's going to use her bonus action to rage. And then my very beautiful, scary looking Goliath lady will actually rush up here to flank the Bandit Captain Prowl with the rogue, giving them both advantage. And then she's going to beat him, preferably to death, with her maul. You already used your reaction this turn, buddy. Okay. 2 turns down. It's the Bandit Captain's turn. So clearly he's gonna go after the rogue. Take a slash. Damn. Okay, yeah, the rogue took a slash across the chest, 7 damage, only got 2 HP left, and then he's gonna up the Glock, the pistol, because I'm pretty sure the notes won't get that. The Bandit Captain Proud then takes the pistol and shoots over at the wizard. Oh, and thank God the wizard barely dodged that. How much is your multi-attack? The bandit makes 2 attacks using scimitar and pistol. Okay, cool. Alright, that was your turn. Jesus, we barely survived. We can pick those guys off easy, but I also don't want them to have a turn to start picking my weaker characters off. So, boom. Stab. Oh, and that's a hit. Cool. Okay, if I rotate right here, still within his hit range, so now I'm going to hit you with my short sword, my main hand. Oh, that was so close to being a fucking 20. Okay, that was some bullshit. Bandit 1, what are you gonna do? Ruin my fucking day, I dare you. You come over here, take a shot at the wizard. And I am going to use shield on myself. Attack. Alright, yeah. The bandit tried to take a shot at the wizard with a crossbow, but the wizard popped up a shield and was able to avoid it. Second bandit, you're going after the rogue. Fuck. The rogue is fucking down. The rogue is fucking down. Yeah, the other bandit came behind him with a scimitar and slashed him across the back. And now this last bandit, face to face with this fighter, is going to try to slash at her desperately. And get a 19. And now my fighter takes a slash. He only has 4 damage or 4 HP left. Wizard, 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 wizard. We need you. We need you to lock the fuck in. We don't have burning hands anymore. Spell slots looking low. We got Ray of Frost, Shocking Grasp, and Fireball. Time to start getting these picks. So the Wizard's gonna step to the side, cast a firebolt at one of the bandits. 2? Are you fucking kidding me? Never mind, the Wizard completely wasted his turn by whiffing a fucking firebolt spell. I'm sorry, I get very... As y'all can see, I have a bit of a temper when it comes to how these dice end up. So the Wizard just wasted my time. He made me very, very sad, and I think he is going to be the reason why the team dies. Oh, but you still have spell slots. What can you do? Guiding Bolt. Fuck yes. Hey. Hey, Proud. Fuck you. You already used your reaction. Roll that Guiding Bolt damage. Ooh, yes, our Dwarven Cleric. She just summons that Guiding Bolt and hurls it over at Prowl, dealing 11 damage. He only has 20 HP left. And now that was the final turn. We begin round 2. The Halfling must make death saves. And they failed their first death save. Use parry. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that maul comes down on the back of the captain's head. Ooh, for, what is that, 17 damage. Leaving Prowl with only 3 HP left. Yeah, seeing their leader brutalized like that, I can only imagine some of these bandits are kind of reconsidering their actions right now. And now we get to ask the Oracle a question. Oracle, will Prowl run away or try to flee this combat after receiving so much damage? That is a 9. That's a 9. That's not a 10. Prowl wants blood. He does not appreciate taking all this damage. So Barbarian, you take a slash. Yeah, we'll use reaction. Stone Endurance. You are descended from giant children. Nah, I'm actually not going to use that. Actually, alright. Yeah, okay. And then, so he slashes at the Goliath Barbarian behind him. And then, he's going to turn over, pull his pistol, aim at that cleric, because he did not appreciate getting that guided bolt to the chest. The cleric gets shot at. And shot. And our cleric just caught a bullet through the chest. She is now down at 0 HP. And I think that this adventure is going to be over before it started. Uh, damn. Damn, son. Damn, son. Make me proud. Alright, the fighter is going to use her short sword attack at the bandit to the north of her. Okay. For 2 damage, she clips him down to 5. And then she's going to use her offhand dagger to stab at the other bandit to the south. Ah, you motherfucker, you! So the fighter tries to stab at the bandit to her southeast with her offhand dagger and misses. I think this might be it. Oh yeah, I think this might actually be it. The other bandit feeling emboldened, seeing this tide turn, this shift, takes a slash at the Goliath. 15. That's a hit. For 5 damage. The Goliath has 9 HP left. What does this bandit do? You're probably mad that she hit you, so you can go ahead and hit her back. Not a 20, dog. Oh, okay. Yeah, the bandit wanting revenge slashes at the fighter. Rolls a critical. She is rolling death saves. uh, you have nothing else to do but hit this barbarian. And you missed the barbarian. Thank God. The last bandit missed the barbarian. Um, Wizard. Wizard, you failed me once. You failed me once, and there's only so much you can do to fail me again. We need that bandit captain knocked the fuck off the board now. Please. I believe in you. I am begging upon you. This is how you become my new favorite character. And that is how the wizard became my new favorite character. Light him up. With a 10 max damage. That's right, yeah, the wizard finally wanting to pull his own weight out of this whole situation. Decides to step up, cast a fireball, throw it at Prowl. Rolls a filthy little 24. And does 10 damage. So yeah, Prowl is fucking immolated. And now the player has to roll death saves. Oh, oh no. Oh, those are 2 failed death saves. Halfling, buddy. I think I gotta roll one more for you, right? Oh, oh, I'm losing characters. The Goliath, she caves in one bandit skull, and then we're gonna use that cleave damage onto the next bandit. But she rolled a 1. Wow. Fighter, what are you gonna do? Death saves, that's what you're gonna do. Failed. Yo, is the wizard about to be the only fucking survivor? Okay, the bandit comes up, tries to attack the Goliath barbarian, doesn't work. About the last one. Alright, the other bandit tried to attack her, that's a miss. Wizard's turn. Wizard, come in clutch. Neither one of y'all can heal, but the least y'all can do is survive. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The least you can do is survive. Another firebolt from the wizard, completely emulating another bandit. Now there's just one bandit left. All right, cleric. Let's see. Woo! She passed the death saving. Okay. 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 Cleric's not out the game just yet. Round 4. Woo! Ooh, our Halfling Rogue's not out the game yet either. Very close to being. And Goliath, I'm sure upon you seeing your friends scattered, laying broken and defeated by the hands of... Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was about to big you up for a whole fucking moment and you decide to miss? Okay, never mind. What does a human do? The human fighter is continuously bleeding the fuck out in the grass. Fantastic. This is such a great first combat encounter. Alright, let me guess. Do you get the opportunity to kill one of my only surviving characters now? No, you don't. Fantastic. Alright, Wizard, save the day. What is that? 5, 10, 15, 20. Get all up close and personal. Because you want to hit him with that shocking grasp. Ah, and that's a hit. And the last bandit is electrocuted to death. Fantastic. We survived our first combat encounter. I am so proud of us. I am so proud of this little party that like went to sleep, woke up, traveled for a couple of hours, and then just got ambushed in the fucking woods. They did it. They did it. So let's end this combat. Delete all of this. Delete all. And I will save that so I can check on the log later. So I can tabulate rewards and XP. What is this? Bandit ambush. Alright, that's saved. Blah blah blah, we don't need to know about fighting him anymore. Treasure, stashed in the bushes are the recent ill-gotten gains stolen by Prowl's band. If the characters defeat Prowl and his band, they find a sack containing 20 gold pieces and 1 magic item. Ooh. Ooh, we get a magic item for that? Fuck yeah. A D20? Let's see what we get. We get 15. The potion of necrotic resistance. That is the lamest one to fucking get. I could have had a short sword +1. Are you? Fuck it. Okay, yeah. We go through Prowl's shit, and we find a magic, a potion of necrotic resistance. But that does not change the fact that we got multiple characters over here bleeding out. So I gotta read. What the fuck do we do in that situation? I believe that you can roll a medicine check in order to stabilize, but what if that medicine check fails? This is why I love having my DM binder, because it has all the rules on tap. Damn, I got everything but the one piece of rules that I need. There we go. Here, I'll give y'all something to listen to while I read. I always love it whenever I'm like reading a book and you can see one of the like the typos on page 16 of the player's guide in the Heroes of Borderland Keep or whatever adventure from Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, they they added like 3 extra spaces between the F in alier and failure. Okay, so we gotta try some medicine checks to get these motherfuckers back up. Um, hey Goliath, I hope you're good with medicine. Okay, that's 1, 2. Damn, and the last one's a 20. Yeah, the Goliath. Upon seeing her friends just like slash down like that, she tapped into the last bit of her rage to cut down the last bandit, and then she goes over there and she starts tending to them, very, very tenderly, very tenderly. This giant woman with hands that were perfectly made to rend and crush bone in this moment shows a gentleness, uh, the same necessary gentleness that these 3 warriors need after having this very close brush with death. Damn. I actually think that's a pretty good place to end it. I'm actually very satisfied. I got a little combat in. I got to see how my characters act in battle. Uh, they are fucked. They are definitely fucked and definitely need some shelter. We are going to be ending it off here with all of my fallen characters. They are stabilized, but they're going to have to be sitting around here for some hours before they can actually get HP enough to stand back up on their own. But once we can get the Claire back on her feet, maybe we can start passing some heals around. But we're going to end this off with the Goliath rolling a 1 in perception, and hopefully the wizard rolled a 19 in perception, so he'll be keeping lookout. But thank you everybody who's like been here, tapped in, or didn't. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do this. I'm enjoying the concept, but the more I need to play it more so I can understand like how to run D&D like this. But I'm actually kind of having fun with it. I'm also taking a lot of notes on the side. Uh, and I'm very interesting to see what these 5 random characters, these 5 random stock characters that I got from this adventure book, will eventually be able to amount to. They just went through some fucking brutality, I will say that.